Some people enter your life like sunlight after a long, weary storm, effortlessly radiant, needing no spotlight because they shine from within. They bring laughter when you're at your lowest, lift you when you stumble, and ground you with a single, piercing glance. These are Leos, born between July 23rd and August 22nd. Leos don't roar to be heard. They stay silent and let their aura speak for them. In a world where people scramble for power, Leo needs only to show up to command it. But what's most fascinating about Leo isn't their bold ego or captivating charisma. It's the fusion of their fiery heart, their deep pride, and their genuine need to love and be loved. Leos don't live on the surface. They love fiercely, get angry deeply, hope passionately, and rise again from the ashes, all with the intensity of their ruling symbol, the sun. After our previous videos about Leo's lucky colors, numbers, and energy-aligned crystals, today we're diving into 21 deep, sometimes contradictory traits that make Leo who they are, traits that not only explain their magnetic presence but make it nearly impossible to stop thinking about them. Let's begin. 1. A big heart, but so easy to break. A Leo's heart is like the sun, radiant, warm, and eager to share its light. They don't just love with gestures, they love with their presence, with protection, with loyalty. But precisely because they love so much, they are vulnerable in the quietest, most unexpected ways. A text you forgot to reply to, an offhand comment, or a distant look can weigh on them all night. They won't cry, they won't beg. Instead, they'll retreat into a proud silence, where a storm brews just beneath their calm exterior. Leos are strong, yes, but their hearts are soft as silk. Only the truly observant can see the depth hidden behind that regal gaze. 2. Generous without expectation. Leo's generosity doesn't come from their wallet. It comes from their soul. They'll offer you their favorite shirt, their connections, even their time, without expecting a return. If you're going through a hard time, chances are the first person to silently step in and help will be a Leo. They don't need thanks. They don't want recognition. All they need is a look of sincere gratitude and a little respect. For Leos, generosity isn't a transaction. It's an expression of their deep desire to make the world better, starting with you. 3. Emotions that burn bright and true. There's no grey area with a Leo. If they like you, you'll know. If they're hurt or angry, you'll know that too. They love wildly, get angry passionately, and feel deeply, and they don't hide it. Some may call them dramatic or impulsive, but the truth is, Leo values authenticity. They'd rather risk vulnerability than betray what they feel. In a world that often censors emotion, Leo is a rare, unfiltered voice of truth, even when it costs them. 4. Loyal to the core. Loyalty isn't a choice for Leo, it's instinct. Once they care about you, they are unwavering, like a lighthouse during a storm. They won't abandon you at your lowest, not because they're naive, but because they know real love isn't proven by easy moments, but by staying when everything gets hard. If you mess up, they won't walk away. They'll walk toward you, place a hand on your shoulder and say, "I'm here, let's fix it together." 5. A fierce protector behind a gentle smile. Leos can be gentle, sweet, and easygoing until you threaten someone they love. Then you will awaken a force no one wants to face. They won't need to yell or threaten. One look is enough to say, "This is my pride." Don't cross the line. Their protectiveness doesn't come from aggression. It's born of inner strength, loyalty, and a sacred sense of family they'd fight to preserve above all else. 6. Leadership that doesn't need to be claimed. Leo doesn't ask to lead. They just do. People naturally look to them when decisions must be made. They inspire not just with logic, but with passion. Others trust Leos because their presence is grounding. Being around them ignites motivation, confidence, and a belief that anything is possible. At work, they're the kind of leader who doesn't speak too much, but always knows when to step in or when to stay silent. They lead with heart, not just strategy, and that's what earns them lasting respect. 7. Zero tolerance for fake or vague people. While others may sugarcoat or avoid hard truths, Leo takes the direct route, even if it causes friction. They hate being lied to, whether it's a big betrayal or a subtle half-truth. To them, trust is the foundation of any relationship. Once broken, it's hard to repair. Their blunt honesty can sometimes be sharp, even hurtful, but it always comes from a place of integrity, not judgment. So if you're close to a Leo, learn to appreciate even the tough words. They're not meant to cut, but to protect what's real. 8. Outgoing but not dependent on the crowd. Everyone assumes Leo is a people person. And they're not wrong. Leos love being connected, seen, and engaged in lively conversations. They thrive under the spotlight and soak in the energy of those around them. But beneath that dynamic exterior lies someone who deeply values personal boundaries. They don't need to be accepted to feel worthy. When overwhelmed by too much noise and expectation, Leo will quietly retreat. No drama, no explanation. They simply need space to realign with their inner world and recharge their fire. And the beauty is, when they return, they shine even brighter, like the sun re-emerging after a long storm. 9. Always needs a private space to recharge. Even though Leo symbolizes the majestic lion, they're still human, and they too break down at times. The difference is, they choose to heal in silence. You won't see them venting on social media or crying in public. They'll vanish for a few days, tend to their wounds in the dark, and reappear as if nothing ever happened. It's not about hiding, it's about protecting their own energy. Leos believe their vulnerability shouldn't become someone else's burden, and it's in these quiet moments that their flame is reignited quietly, but with steady purpose. 10. Craves attention. Not for ego, but for validation. Leos don't chase the spotlight just to stroke their ego. They seek recognition as a way to validate their self-worth. A simple compliment, a nod of respect, or a look of appreciation can lift their entire day. If you love a Leo, don't withhold your praise. Tell them you're proud of them, and you'll see their love for you grow tenfold. To Leo, being truly seen, not just looked at, is one of the deepest gifts you can give. Before we continue, if this feels like someone you know, or like you're reading about yourself, hit that like button. Share this with others who need some Leo magic in their life, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more soulful Leo content. 11. Their word is sacred. When a Leo makes a promise, they don't just mean it, they honor it. To them, their word is gold. If they say they'll do something, they'll fight to make it happen, not out of obligation, but out of pride. And in return, they expect others to keep their word too. Broken promises hurt Leos deeply, not because they're overly sensitive, but because they see it as a betrayal of trust. If circumstances force them to break a promise, the disappointment they feel in themselves is far worse than any external judgment. 12. Finds light even in darkness. One of Leo's rarest gifts is their ability to inspire hope. While others are spiraling into negativity, Leo still sees the possibility of a comeback. It's not because they're naive, it's because they believe if there's still breath in your lungs, there's still a chance to rise. Even when they're falling apart inside, they'll smile and say, "It's going to be okay." And somehow, when Leo says it, you believe them. 13. Their charm comes from energy, not appearance. Leos aren't necessarily the most traditionally attractive, but their presence is unforgettable. They exude a warm, magnetic energy that makes you feel important just by being near them. They walk into a room and everything brightens, not because they're trying, but because they're simply being themselves. People don't remember Leos for what they wear or say, but for how authentic they feel. Their charisma comes from soul, not strategy. 14. Forgives, not because you deserve it, but because they need peace. Leo knows that holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and hoping someone else gets sick. Forgiveness doesn't come easily to them, but once they've chosen to let go, they don't look back. They forgive not to free you, but to free themselves. Life is too heavy already, and they'd rather use their energy to love than to hate. 15. Their sensitivity is hidden behind confidence. Don't be fooled by their "I'm fine" exterior. Leos are masters of hiding pain behind their brightest smiles. They can motivate an entire room and still go home feeling like no one truly understands them. Questions like, "Am I enough?" or "Does anyone really see me?" often linger silently in their hearts, but instead of burdening others, they carry their questions inward. So if you love a Leo, stay close, even in their silence, especially in their silence. 16. Brings joy to others even when they're drained themselves. Leo is the fire in your winter, the laughter at your lowest, the hope when things feel lost. And the beautiful irony: they do this even when they are the ones in need of comfort. They don't want others to hurt because of them, so they show up smiling, glowing, lifting others, regardless of their own storms. But here's the truth: that glow isn't fake. It's a conscious, courageous choice. And it's what makes Leo some of the most loving, rare, and unforgettable people you'll ever meet. 17. Hates repetition, craves newness. Leo was never meant for routine. Monotony kills their spirit. They need adventure, challenges, spontaneity, whether it's a last-minute road trip, a bold new project, or a deep, late-night talk. They need freshness to keep their fire alive. For Leo, life isn't just about survival, it's about living, with color, with flavor, with soul. 18. I am who I am, and I don't owe you an apology. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. When Leo says this, it comes from deep self-awareness. They know their worth, they know their limits, and they've learned to stop shrinking to fit in. They'll listen, they'll reflect, but they won't change themselves to please the crowd. Leo lives boldly, truly, and unapologetically because they know that real kindness doesn't mean self-erasure. 19. Humor that heals Leo isn't the loudest clown in the room, but when they speak, their wit lands. They know exactly when to drop a line that breaks the tension, shifts the mood, or reminds everyone to breathe. Their humor isn't just funny, it's healing. They can turn awkwardness into memories, discomfort into ease, and that's part of their magic. They make heavy things feel a little lighter. 20. Competition fuels them. Leos aren't here to beat you, they're here to outdo themselves. But if challenged, don't expect them to back down. You'll see a focused, fiery version of them emerge, determined, passionate, and ready to win. To Leo, life is a sacred arena, not for showing off, but for proving to themselves that they never quit. Win or lose, they leave the game with their head high. 21. Loves with heart, soul, and instinct. Leo doesn't love casually. When they fall, it's an all-in surrender, a fusion of burning passion, fierce loyalty, and raw vulnerability. They express love through action, protection, affection, presence, through words, deep, devoted, and honest. And above all, they crave a love that mirrors them, bold, loyal, transparent. A love where two souls shine brighter together than alone. Are you in love with a Leo, or are you the one carrying an eternal flame inside your chest? Whoever you are, if you've ever been touched by a Leo's energy, you know they're not just symbols of pride and light. They are living proof that being genuine, loving deeply, and shining boldly is still possible, even in a world that tells you to tone it down. Got a Leo story? Whether you are one or love one, we'd love to hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're drawn to soulful, in-depth Zodiac insights, make sure to subscribe. It's not just about understanding others. It's about discovering your truest self. Let your inner sun shine bright. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.